okay? And when we talk about the commission, 9/11 commission, that's not an investigation.
Then what is the investigation?
The commission is only supposed to look at the evidence that the investigation has done. That is the commission's job. They are not supposed to investigate. They're only supposed to look at what has been investigated. That is their job. Okay? So, what?
Based on the evidence come up in the official report.
Come again.
No, you're saying...
Yeah, but that's their job, and that's why it seems that much more expensive.
That's not the investigation.
That's not an investigation.
Their job is to make a report based on
the investigation. Yeah, that's correct. Thank you.
After I talked to Dylan Avery, I regretted not asking him what he now thinks of the heroes of United 93. I think this is a valid and important question, because in 2006 Dylan Avery said he would just laugh in the face of the hijackers. This is not something I'm making up, and you will now hear a small part of an interview where he says he would just laugh in the face of the hijackers.
If I was on a flight with, at least 50 other people, because that's the smallest number I think that was on 9/11, if I was in a cabin with 50 other people, and 5 people, I don't care if they're Muslim or not, stand up with box cutters and say they're going to hijack the plane, I'm going to laugh in their face.
So there you have it. Dylan Avery would just laugh in the face of the hijackers. By this, Dylan Avery tries to insinuate that the passengers don't exist or that they were cowards. But it doesn't stop there. Dylan Avery insinuates that Bernard Brown actually killed his own son on 9/11.
Going to is a little kid by the name of Bernard Brown Jr. You guys heard about him?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernard Brown Jr. is a 8 or 9-year-old boy who, on the morning of 9/11, was going on a National Geographic field trip with his class. And on that morning, his father, Bernard Brown Sr., who works in the Navy wing of the Pentagon, sat his son down and had a talk with him about death, because his son was scared about flying on the plane or whatever. And Bernard Sr. was like, hey, don't be afraid to die, because everybody's going to someday. And his son got on Flight 77. We know what happened to that. Well, actually, we don't know what happened to Flight 77, but we know what happened to Bernard. And Bernard Brown Sr., according to his wife, took an unusual day off from work to go play golf. Like, this is a man that never took a single day off from work. And after telling his son not to be afraid to die, he takes a day off from work to go play golf. And had he not been on the golf course, he would have been killed.
So I'm wondering, does Dylan Avery regret these statements? When Dylan Avery came back, I went over to him and I asked him that question.
You said one strange thing, that is that you would laugh in the face of the hijackers on 93.
Dude, I said that in 2005.
What do you think about that now?
I said that in 2005. You guys on the internet, you're still bickering about things that I said 6 years ago.
But so you don't agree with that statement
See, that's
anymore?
the difference between you and me right now.
Yeah.
You came here to argue, and I didn't.
Yeah. No, I'm just... Do you have the opportunity to say...
standing over here debating the past hour.
Yeah.
And I'm just here to pay my respects and to see the construction of the building.
But respect is it respect to say that you would just laugh in the face of the hijackers?
I said that in 2005.
You take it
that
back?
was my first interview I ever did.
Okay, so
when I did that interview in Red Lobster on my lunch break.
Why can't you just say you were wrong? Dylan Avery, you have the chance.
Leave him alone, dude.
Why can't you say he was wrong?
Drop it, man.
Why can't you say that? What drop it? It's a good question, you should answer.
About an hour later, I accidentally ran into him again, and he started cursing to me. I took up my camera, and the first thing he did was showing me the finger.
Nice!
I then decided to keep filming him, since he showed me the finger.
And that
He tried to answer your questions.
Yeah, he didn't.
Enough. Well, he expressed what he wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
He did.
Like a half an hour.
He can say if he regrets it or not. It's quite easy.
I don't owe you
He
shit.
doesn't own
Do
you.
you regret saying that you would laugh in the face of the hijackers? It would be that easy. Would it be that easy Dylan, you can just answer the questions.
He has answered the question.
Of course I do.
Watch his 4 films and you'll determine for yourself.
He said he would just laugh in the face of the hijackers.
He's already spoken. He made 4 movies.
Yeah.
You want an answer?
I still don't
Find
know
it in
what
the
it
movie.
means.
Well, that's your problem.
There's hundreds of us here. Why are you so fascinated with him?
I'm fascinating because of the statement he came up with, saying he would just laugh in the face of the hijackers. I think that's quite extreme statement.
Focusing on one thing that I think you've taken out of context.
It's not taken out of
Watch
context.
the 4 movies. I have no idea what
Dylan Everest says loud and clear, he knows it himself, that he would just laugh in the face of the hijackers. He would just laugh in the face of the hijackers. With that he means that they don't exist, or that the passengers on Flight United 93 is not heroes. That is what he's trying to say. Because he himself would just have laughed in their face. But
in context.
yeah, look it up on the internet, on YouTube. You will find him saying, I would just laugh in the face of hijackers. He's the person that is not showing respect, not me.
Not going to have a conversation with you. So
Apparently. That's probably because he still believes the same thing. I had hoped he had grown up.
we're all on this side.
I had hoped he had grown up. But he hasn't. He's just got more aggressive. And that's not good.
It's not good at all. It's not good at all.
Thank you.
At the end of the protest, Luke Rudowski contacted me again and wanted to tell me that he respected my opinion and my right to ask hard questions.
Yeah, I disagree. Yeah, I should say that.
And you have every right to disagree, and I hope you don't mind, and I don't mind.
Yeah, and I've seen you also ask hard questions to other people.
Yeah,
so
if I could give it,
Yeah.
I should dish it. If I dish it, I should
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I understand.
That's great.
I'm just here. That's what makes this country great. You could have your different opinions and disagree and agree. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
Well, this is what pisses me off, and this is what
Okay.
pissed me off today.
Okay.
The association with angry people,
Yeah.
negative people, who are screaming during the memorial. Like, I'm quoted in the New York Times. I'm in the New York Times saying this should be a peaceful, silent vigil. Not a protest, no banners, no signs. You stand there with a shirt.
No sign also. Okay.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I used to run these events every year.
Yeah.
And I said, no sign. Names are being called. It's a memorial. You stand there, put your head down, respect, say a prayer, show people respect. That didn't happen today.
No, we didn't.
And that pissed me off. And that's why I stood back. I said, I didn't organize this event. I had nothing to do with it, so I had no right to tell anybody what to do.
Okay.
So I stood back, and it pissed me off, and it makes me sad. Because it turns off a lot
But
of
what do
people.
you think about the amount of people showing up today?
I didn't even walk in there.
But do you have no opinion on? Do you think it was many people or?
I don't know. I don't count. I don't know.
No?
It looks crappy.
Okay. Yeah.
I was very turned
It
off.
doesn't look organized at all.
No, I didn't organize anything this
No.
year.
But why isn't it this? Why can't why can't you organize it better than it is now? What is happening? It seems like it's broken up.
Another group wanted to organize this.
Okay.
And they told me, Luke, don't get involved. We don't want you dividing and conquering things. And I said, fine, I won't get involved.
Yeah. Okay. So what kind of group is that? Is it a name? Is it?
We are changing New York City, or WAC NY.
Okay, aren't you a leader of that?
No, I'm not a leader of anything.
Okay, but you are a founder.
You could say that. I mean, I started We Are Change.
Yeah. Okay.
But it wasn't.
Okay, aren't you a leader of that?
No, I'm not a leader of anything.
Okay, but you are a founder.
You could say that. I mean, I started We Are Change.
Yeah. Okay.
But it wasn't just me who started We Are Change. It was like I called a meeting with young people that are my friends, and we all came together one day. We didn't have a name, and we started talking to each other about what we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish, and then the whole group thought of a name together, and that's We Are Change, and that's where we started. charges.
Was that before Obama came with?
Yes. That was in 2006. 2006, before Obama was even anywhere in the political spectrum, in the political media, we started We Are Change, and first we made a big mistake trying to run it as an organization, as a group. Really, it's an idea. That's all it is. It's an idea of being positive, being the change you want to see in this world.
Do you think We Are Change maybe disappearing after a while now? Or do you think
you mean dropping off the map? You mean not existing anymore?
Not existing.
Well, the idea will never die. There's over 250 chapters all over the world. So there's 250 chapters in many countries, many states in the United States that are still doing different things, getting involved in their community, feeding the homeless, going to city council meetings, getting involved politically, interviewing people. So it's still going, and I'm going to keep it going. Well, 9/11 to me is always going to be important.
Okay. So you are going to involve in the 9/11 truth?
If there's a politician that I think should be asked a 9/11 question, I'll ask that question. If there's a politician that I believe did something else wrong, I'm going to ask him that something else.
Okay.
But if,
often you ask things about 9/11.
Yeah, especially this week, only because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's something very important to me. I talk about everything.
Yeah, but it's okay when it's politicians. If you start to do it with businessmen and private persons, doesn't it get dangerous if you keep if you get the hate or connect them with mass murder and things like that? Can't that make them be hated by someone and they can act on that hate?
Well, one thing I do, I'm not a theorist.
Okay.
I always say I don't know what happened. I'm looking for answers.
But you insinuate with your questions the truth, don't you?
I guess you could say that.
Yeah?
I mean, honestly speaking, I mean, I think you're referring to the Silverstein thing, right?
Yeah.
Now, Silverstein came out with the pullet thing, right?
Yeah.
Everybody uses that as evidence. He came out with a counter statement. I found many problems with his counter statement to his official thing.
Okay.
I just asked him a question about those counter statements that don't make sense to me and don't make sense to a lot of people. It's on him right now, if he has nothing to hide, to answer those as best as he can. I just asked the question, and when they see the question not being answered, when they see me being dragged out, people make up their own mind. And if he would have stood there, if he would have stood there, answered the question, and said, "I'm sorry, I disagree with you. Let me correct you on this and this and this. This was wrong. This was wrong. I actually did this. Here's the evidence. Here's the proof. You're wrong." Right now, I'm trying to be as professional as I can. I'm learning, and you see a big progression from my first video with Zbigniew Brzezinski to Hamilton.
Yeah, We Are Change.
You see me asking questions, and I'm not calling him names.
No.
I'm not disrespecting him anymore. All I'm here to do is ask questions.
Was you the person that was heckling Schwarzenegger? Who was that?
Yeah, Schwarzenegger.
It was you?
Yeah.
There was a great
It was me
deal
and 4 other people.
name calling there, wasn't it?
Yes, and that was 3 years ago.
Yeah. Do you regret doing it that way?
Some of the things I did, I do regret, to be honest with you.
Some of it.
Some of the things I do regret looking back on.
Can you say something?
Well, I'm still learning, and everything happens for a reason, I believe. And my progression will get better as far as I get better feedback from people. But it's a lot more productive to stay professional and to just ask a question than calling somebody scum or to scream at them and to call them names.
Yeah, so that means you regret the way you did it with Schwarzenegger?
Yeah.
Great to hear. So we won't see that kind of heckling from you anymore then?
I don't think so. I'll do my best. But again, I'm a human being. I'm not perfect.
Okay.
We all make mistakes.
So you are open for that you can lose it, as you can call it.
Anybody could.
Yeah, okay.
It's not easy, especially in those kind of situations. I'm being honest. I'm not going to lie to you.
If you do that, it is easy when you calm down, not to put it on the internet.
Of course.
So you
have some valid points, and I'm working on myself.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee what's going to happen, what's going to change, but right now I'm trying to be as professional as I can. And I'm going to work on myself, and I'm going to try to be a better journalist.